Let's take you live now to Townsville, where authorities are providing an update on the aftermath of ex-tropical cyclone Kirrily. We've got Townsville Mayor Jenny Hill taking questions at the moment. Let's listen in.
Late last night, Townsville was very fortunate. Cyclone Kirrily came through. By the time it got close to the coast, it had definitely dropped down to a Cat 2, and parts of the city really only saw the effects of a Category 1. So in many ways we were very lucky that we didn't get the full force of this cyclone through the city, because the damage may have been far worse than what we're seeing. QFES have got damage crews out there and helping us with damage assessment. SES are currently working through their jobs. They do have properties where trees may have fallen to the side of the properties. They're not sure how much damage has occurred on these properties, but we'll get a better understanding by tomorrow. The real issue now is the power network. We know that, and we've seen some of the footage of substations that for some reason failed during this event, as well as we know that some services dropped out because of debris, transformers hit by debris. So Ergon is working very hard to connect the more than 51,000 people in the Townsville area and the 8,000 customers in the Burdekin. There are other areas that have power outages, but by and large it's the Townsville area. Now, many people are saying they had power and then it went off in the early morning around 6:30. What Ergon has to do is it has to make safe the area so their staff can often complete repairs. So I'm asking the community just to be patient on this. We've got critical infrastructure, particularly around our water and wastewater services. We need Ergon to connect. And then there's also critical infrastructure for both our public and private hospitals that Ergon need to ensure is safe. So they really need to be looked at first, and on top of that, Ergon is still continuing to try and ensure it puts on as many residential customers as possible. Okay, I think that's the best way to describe everything where we're at the moment. Yeah, you can.
Driving here, there's lots of traffic lights out. There's no police or anything directing people. Is there going to be something?
I think that's an issue you talk to QPS. I mean, all we can do is ask the community to slow down at these intersections, obey the road rules, give way to the right and all that, and traffic can move safely through these intersections. It's part of the reason why we're saying to people, please just stay home today, clean up around your property, prepare yourself, and then it gives us 24 hours to get road tech out there to assess, repair, and hopefully we can have many of these things up and running by tomorrow within 24 hours.
Speaking of the clean-up, lots of council-run spaces, the Strand, for example, has been smashed. How long do you imagine it will take to clear those areas?
The recovery group is meeting as we speak. There'll be a strategy around opening our transfer stations. We've asked not just for Stewart and Harvey's Range to be open, but we also need a transfer station in Northern Beaches. So those transfer stations I think should be open by about by 2 p.m. today for residents. Now we will also be opening Lou Lister Park for green waste and what we call, I'll call it food waste, because a lot of people have been without power for a period of time and may need to start dumping food and things like that. We'd prefer for those people, if they can, to take them to our transfer stations rather than just pop them in the bin, because your collection may not be due till next Friday. No, now green waste that is located on in areas that's preventing safe access to your property, we're going to ask people just to try and move it off and allow us to collect. We're working through that because it will probably take more than just council staff to do.